Welcome to This Week in Wrestling. Headlines, Raw recap, and the SmackDown highlights all coming up right now here on stage. Alright, headlines. It was announced this past Monday on Raw that the WWE Draft will be next Monday on Monday Night Raw. I think what they've done is they've rushed this because of the recent retirement of Edge. There's a bit of void on SmackDown now that they need to fill. So I think you're going to see a big name possibly go over to SmackDown. We'll talk about all that next week. We're going to do a special draft show coming up next week. Kevin Nash said in his blog that Scott Hall suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, and he does not have an alcohol or drug addiction. He simply uses alcohol and drugs as a solution to his disorder. Basically, a lot of people have been asking Kevin Nash, to help Scott Hall after the video surfaced on the internet of Scott Hall in New England where he was clearly right out of it in the ring. And Kevin said, all he can do at this point is offer help to Scott. Scott's almost a 50-year-old man, so it's you gotta realize it's tough to help somebody at that stage in their life. And Kevin said pretty bluntly, every time he talks to Scott, he feels that it could be the last time he talks to him. He said that Scott's in bad shape, so hopefully Scott Hall gets better. We hope. Jay Lethal has been released from Total Nonstop Action. They haven't used Jay Lethal in a long time. They released him. Not sure if WWE will pick him up or not. Could be a good pickup for the WWE. Jay Lethal is a pretty talented guy. The Rock has been confirmed for the May 2nd Raw, right after Extreme Rules. That's going to be a good one. That's in Tampa. And another thing another headline this week, Awesome Kong's, I'm sure you've all seen the vignettes on Raw. I think they play them on SmackDown too. Her ring name will be Karma, and she will be debuting very soon in the WWE. Alright, Raw recap. Started Raw off with a pretty bad promo between R-Truth and John Morrison. It ends up becoming John Morrison convinced R-Truth to put his #1 contender spot at Extreme Rules on the line. John Morrison beats R-Truth to win the #1 contender spot, and we see R-Truth, we see a heel turn that went on just way too long in my opinion. And then R-Truth starts actually smoking in the arena. Fans are chanting, of course it was in England, fans are chanting that's illegal. I'm not sure what exactly they were trying to achieve by R-Truth smoking. They said, that they were making fun of R-Truth basically because in the week before, he stopped to take a drink of water in between opponents in the gauntlet match. I don't really understand why that's a big deal, but they made a big deal out of it. John Morrison basically said, he smokes and that he's out of shape. R-Truth's in pretty good shape if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. So R-Truth's a heel now. John Morrison's #1 contender alongside John Cena going into Extreme Rules. Dolph Ziggler revealed a new look, got his hair cut. It's his natural hair color now. A little more intense. I think, in my opinion, I think Dolph Ziggler should have kept his old hairstyle. It kind of was an image for him. Now he just looks like a regular old generic wrestler in my opinion. Coming up on SmackDown, Alberto Del Rio announced that he will be throwing a retirement party for Edge. We'll get into that in the SmackDown highlights. It was revealed that the WWE title match at Extreme Rules will now be a steel cage match between John Morrison, John Cena, and The Miz. And Sin Cara was scheduled to take on Alex Riley. It ended up being Cena and Sin Cara against Alex Riley and The Miz in a tag match. Sin Cara botched the ending, but I mean Sin Cara was impressive from the few minutes that he was in the match, he wasn't in the match that much. In my opinion, he was very impressive with the moves that he did. I think he's still having a bit of trouble, in my opinion, getting used to the ring in the WWE, and he's taking a lot of criticism for it. Why is everybody all over this guy? I mean, he botched the finish. He did a moonsault, an amazing moonsault. He came from outside of the ring, off the apron, in, did a moonsault, and he just kind of hit him with his arm. But you know what? Give this guy a couple months before everybody just ransacks him with their opinions. You know, Sin Cara is awesome in my opinion. Then we went into the Michael Cole being knighted thing, which was probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen on Raw. The whole Michael Cole Jerry Lawler thing, in my opinion, is getting extremely annoying. Throughout the entire broadcast, they're bitching back and forth to each other. They gotta end this soon, please. The fans are begging you to end it. End this feud. Hopefully Extreme Rules will be the end of it, and we'll be done with it, I hope. And, you know, mocking the Queen in England, I mean, obviously they had the fake Queen, everybody's seen that. A fake Queen. To do that in England is just very tasteless, in my opinion. And how many weeks is Swagger going to beat up a 61-year-old man? We've seen it time and time again where Jack Swagger beats up Jerry Lawler. I'm getting sick of it. End this goddamn thing. Hopefully the draft next week will get rid of Michael Cole somehow. Maybe he'll just go to SmackDown and stay there. And maybe Swagger will... Hopefully Swagger will have a face turn, because as a heel, you know, it's working for him, but they gotta get him out of this whole situation. And at the end of the Raw, we seen Randy Orton beat CM Punk yet again. It's really guy on YouTube here who I work with, who's a really good guy. His name's Chris Goodale, and he pointed this out a few times. It's like Randy Orton is Superman in the WWE. It's like Randy Orton cannot lose. CM Punk beats the crap out of Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Orton wins with an RKO out of nowhere. CM Punk beats the crap out of Orton this past Monday on Raw. Orton wins with an RKO out of nowhere. I mean, it's getting old. Like, they're making it seem like Cena is this immortal guy, or sorry, they're making it seem like Randy Orton's an immortal guy who cannot lose. They need to end this angle right now, and it's gonna make Randy Orton's character stronger to have CM Punk beat him a few times. Because, you know, it's gonna show, you know, the vulnerability there, and then when he does win, it's gonna be that much better, in my opinion. I mean, these two guys are two of my favorite wrestlers in the world. But what they're doing with having Randy Orton win every week, no matter what, is they are hurting Randy Orton in the long run, in my opinion. Alright, so that's Raw. That's what happened on Raw. By the way, it was also announced at Extreme Rules that Randy Orton and CM Punk will have a last man standing match. Also, when Raw went off the air, the Nexus attacked Orton. CM Punk went to punt Orton, another RKO from Orton out of nowhere. It's getting old. On to SmackDown. Rey Mysterio beat Cody Rhodes. This feud is a good feud in my opinion. It's starting to run its course. They need to move on to something different between these two. Maybe they might announce a match for Extreme Rules. I'm not sure. We only got a couple weeks left. 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks now. Maybe have Cody Rhodes take out Rey Mysterio. Have Rey Mysterio take a little time off. Then again, they might not have Rey Mysterio take any time off. Maybe they'll do something with the draft and switch those guys up. They gotta do something there. It's getting old. Kane and the Big Show win the tag team titles over Jack Swagger. Over Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel of the Core. Looks like the Core is kind of... Last few weeks, you know, there's a power struggle there. In my opinion, it's a good stable. I don't think they should take it apart yet. Let it run a little longer, in my opinion. Wade Barrett retains the IC over Kofi Kingston. And then we went on to Del Rio's retirement party for Edge. You know, he comes out, did his little speech on how he retired Edge at WrestleMania. Has some presents for Edge. Has a grandfather clock, adult diapers, a walker. Ricardo Rodrigo comes out on a little electric wheelchair thing. they had Lita's music hit and a fat Lita impersonator comes out. You know, it's just stupid in my opinion. Then Christian finally comes out, hits Alberto Del Rio with a ladder. That was pretty much the end of SmackDown, and then that was the end of the tapings. I'm not sure what they're gonna air, how they're gonna edit it, but Edge did come out at the end. Christian, you know, thanked Edge, did a little tribute. They did another 5-second pose. Edge thanked the fans. Teddy Long came out, thanked Edge, and all the SmackDown roster came out yet again, gave Edge props. You know, Rey Mysterio handed Edge a camera phone. Edge was filming the fans and that. Edge is on a farewell tour, by the way. If you get a chance to go check him out, check him out. Might be the last time you see Edge for a little while. It's hard to say. Alright, so that is it for the headlines. That's it for the Raw recap. And that is it for the SmackDown highlights. Coming up on the State of Wrestling, Superstar of the Week is coming up very soon. Probably be posted early next week. Like I said, right after Monday Night Raw, I'm going to post a draft show. Find out, you know, who goes where. I'll have all the results from that here on the State of Wrestling. And Extreme Rules is coming up. We'll post Extreme Rules predictions coming up here also on the State of Wrestling. All that and more.